Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a super exciting video for you today. Part of preparing for a placement is getting ready to do all that is required of you for the foster child. So as a foster parent, you have a ton of responsibilities. In fact, there's a lot more that goes into being a foster parent than just a normal parent. And I say normal, but I don't really see a normal in any of it. It's kind of just what your child needs and what they require. So for foster parenting, you are required to keep a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork, and you really have to keep track of a lot of things because the county and the state, specifically the county, need to know, and your agency is kind of your go-between, so they're going to be looking at your paperwork, looking at your records you've kept, and kind of using that to be in contact with the county about different things going on with the child. You're responsible for letting the county know some of what's going on in your agency. So record keeping and paperwork is a huge part of it even after you are licensed or approved as a foster parent. It does not stop there. You have a ton of paperwork for each child you have in your home. So if you have 3 children placed in your home, you have paperwork for 3 children. Each of them have their own set of paperwork that you have to keep for each of them. So you got to keep that somewhere. And one of the things I really wanted to do was kind of see how I wanted to set up my record keeping. And I searched on Pinterest, of course, because we all know I'm obsessed with Pinterest. And I found a couple different printables for foster care binders and keeping foster care paperwork organized. And some of them were free, some of them were not, even though they weren't that expensive, they just weren't free. And I was looking for a free one for now just because I don't know what it's going to look like yet. So I don't want to invest in one before I know how I'm going to use it, what would work, all of that. So I found a free one. I will link it in the description box below and you can check it out, see if it works for you if you're looking into this. I put mine in a binder that I had left over that I hadn't been using for anything. I was gonna just put it away, and then I thought, oh no, we need some kind of binder to keep all the paperwork in. I'll keep it and I'll use it for that. So I put it in this binder. I think it's a 3-inch binder. I might not need that big of a binder. We'll see how it goes once we start having placements, how big of a binder a child requires. And I printed out and put in all of the different papers. Okay, so I'm over at my Pinterest and I have all of these. Yep, I'm going to go to my adoption board and find paperwork. Open it. And print everything out. Okay, so this is how I have it. I put the front cover here and I opened it up and I individually punched the holes with this because I don't have a regular hole punch that does 3 at once. So yeah, I hole punched the papers. So I'll kind of go through what each page is. The first page, this is how I decided to order it. I don't know what way the person that I got this from decided to order it. This is just kind of what I think in my mind will work, and as far as what ones I'll use the most. But any case, the first page is the basic info sheet. So you do name, date of birth, age, date of placement, caseworker's name, known allergies, medical diagnosis, and any just other notes that you want to make. And there's even a cute little quote by Abraham Lincoln that says, "Whatever you are, be a good one." And then there's contact sheet. So anybody that you are going to be in regular contact with for that child, you can put name, their title, so their relationship to the kid. Are they mom, dad, aunt, uncle, caseworker, CASA worker, which is a child advocate, therapist, all of those kind of things, doctors, what have you. Those kind of contacts, and I'm sure there might be multiple pages of these if the child has that many people that they need to regularly talk to or be in contact with, or that I have to be in contact with for them. And then you have the clothing and property inventory. So this would be when they come in, what do they come into your home with? What items do they bring with them? What do you add? And what do they need to make sure you need to make sure that they leave with? All of those good things, just so you know what they came with and you have a record of what they came with. And then there's kind of a second sheet that you can be more detailed with, as far as what was the specific toys they came with, any pictures they brought with them, any jewelry, books, records, letters, pillow, blankets, stuffed animals, sports equipment. So did they have a soccer ball that was theirs or something like that? Then you have a contact log, which is notes on when they are in contact with a specific person. So are they in contact with their mom, and the date they talked to them, what time they talked to them, type of contact. So was it over the phone? Was it in person? Was it via FaceTime or Skype or sending a picture? Things like that. Who was it? And notes from it. Like, was there anything special about it, or did they just talk? How long did they talk? Stuff like that. At the bottom, there's a quote by Andrew Harvey that says, "If you're listening, if you're awake to the poignant beauty of the world, your heart breaks regularly. In fact, your heart is made to break. Its purpose is to burst open again and again so that it can hold ever more wonders." I love the quotes she has throughout this. And then I put the medical section. That's the cover of it. It's super cute. And then the first page in the medical section is medical information, so just general medical information. It has name, date of birth, any known allergies, any medical or mental diagnoses. So have they been diagnosed with ADHD? Do they have a special physical need? Stuff like that. And then important medical history, so that would be maybe surgeries or anything like that. Primary physician, therapist, dentist, specialist, or 2 spots for others. And then there's a medication history page. So you'll put the date they started that medication, the date they ended, what the medication was, what the dosage was, who it was prescribed by, and then notes where you can maybe put how they reacted to it, how they felt about it, how often they took it, stuff like that, and kind of did it help them or did it not. And then the next page is current medications. So this would be where these are the current medications that they are taking in your home. So you put name, date of birth again, current prescribed medications. So you'd put the name, the dosage, when they started it, who it was prescribed by, and notes. So how they reacted to it, how often they take it, stuff like that. And then there's current over-the-counter medications. So this would be if you've gotten permission to give them Tylenol as necessary from their physician. This would be they're able to take Tylenol, and then you'd make notes of how often you've had to give it to them, stuff like that. And then there's additional notes down here. The next page is a medication log. So this is where you would record every time you give them a medicine. So whether it's over the counter or something that was prescribed to them, you say the date and time you gave it to them, the medication that was given, the dosage, and any notes that you might have. And then there's the incident report. This is one that I'm not sure if our agency will have a specific one they want, or like if just a formatted incident report is good enough for them. But this is a copy of the incident report paper she had, so we can see if I actually end up using this or if I need to make copies of our agencies and put it in. But it has a spot for the child's name, the date of birth, the date of the incident and time and place, who was involved in the incident, a little spot to explain what happened, and then any physical injuries that are apparent, and then attach photo if applicable, which can be super important for documentation. Action taken by foster parents. So what did we do, or what did I do to address any needs after the incident that the child had? Did we have to go to the ER? Did I have to make a doctor's appointment? Did I give them any medication? Did I make them rest for a certain amount of time? Anything like that. The Band-Aid, all of those kind of things, those details I would put down there. And then the foster parent's signature goes here, signing that you are stating all of that is true, basically. And then there's a spot to tape or glue a photo and attach it. A photo of the injuries that happened during the incident, stuff like that. Then we go into the important papers section. There's not actually anything in this section yet because all of those are confidential and unique to the child. So it's kind of just a section header that tells you this is what's in this section. Same with education. You could put IEPs in here. You could put report cards, any special school projects really that you want to save to send with the child to the next home. Anything like that you could put in there. Behaviors. This is kind of just a record of their behaviors. I'm not too sure how it would look documenting behavior, but there is a behavior section in her printout, so I'm interested to see what that might look like. The visitation section, again, it doesn't actually have anything in it, but it is room to put visitation logs, whether the parent showed up or not, what date and time and location, how long the visitation was. Especially if you're supervising some of the visitations, that's super important. That goes to your documentation and your record of what happened, and that can be very important to have on file for various reasons. There's also court records. Obviously, there's also not anything in this one because that's unique to the child. You're not going to get it until something happens in the court system for them, and so that's kind of just a header again. But any court report would go in here that you would get. So any filing that you need to do, anything as far as an official statement from the court, any official paperwork from the court, that would go there. And then there's financial. So this would be anything that has to do with the child's finances. So you could put pay stubs from the stipend you get for the child. So you get a monthly stipend for each placement you have. And so you would have the pay stubs that would show the record of how much they got that month and how you spent it. You could put receipts showing what you bought for them and different ways you spent their money. That would have documentation also that would be very helpful for you as the foster parent, kind of being able to prove and have record of how you handled their money. And then there's a mileage log, which I didn't think about initially, but is probably super important. So this would be, you would track the mileage for where you took the child. And that could be to a doctor's appointment, to school, to court, to a visitation, anything like that. You could track the date and where you're going and then why you're going there. So was it a parental visit? Was it a doctor's appointment? Was it a court hearing? All of that. And then the number of miles you drove, and was it one way or was it a round trip? So did you just drive the child one way and then drop them off, or did you take them, stay with them, and then take them back home? Things like that. And then there's room for pictures, which is super, super fun, and I think would be really important to be able to have pictures for the child to cherish the rest of their life, whether they stay in your home or not. So that's just a section header to have a section where you put pictures. And then there's a monthly report section header that I think agencies and maybe even the county social worker will want a monthly report of how the child's doing and what's going on with the child. So that could be anything pertaining to that. And that was the end of the paperwork in the binder for now. So that is my foster care binder so far. I'm gonna have to see how this goes, see how I like it. We're obviously still at least a couple months probably away from having any kind of any kind of possibility of having a placement. We're still in the licensing process or approval process now. It's changed. But I thought I would get a jump start and have something set up just because we are getting closer. We're getting pretty far through the system, the process of approval. So it's getting super exciting and a lot closer, and I thought I would make one so I had one. I think I'm really gonna like this one. This is the front and this is the back, and it has a poem on the back. The poem on the back says, "Forever in my heart, although I'm not their mother, I care for them each day. I cuddle, sing, and read to them and watch them as they play. I see each new accomplishment, I help them grow and learn. I understand their language, I listen with concern. They come to me for comfort, and I kiss away their tears. They proudly show their work to me, I give the loudest cheers. No, I'm not their mother, but my role is just as strong. I nurture them and keep them safe, though maybe not for long. I know someday the time will come when we will have to part, but I know each child I cared for is forever in my heart." I think that is an amazing reminder to have on the binder. And if the child's looking at it, that's such a sweet message to them. Just saying, you know, I do love you, I do care for you. You are important and I value you, and I just thought that was so amazing. So I loved that. And I think I'm really gonna like this binder. I think I'm really gonna love it. So there's still a ton of space on these rings because it's such a big binder, but I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it helped you kind of think about or plan out what you're gonna do. Let me know if you use these printables and if you're gonna have the same style binder as me. If you have any suggestions, if you've been a foster parent or you're also getting approved for it and you kind of have heard more of what the paperwork's gonna look like and what sections might be helpful, leave those in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you are not already subscribed, click the screen and subscribe. We obviously have some very exciting things coming up, so follow along on our journey. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!